Okay, so I'll play the video once uninterrupted, and then we'll play another lap again with a few comments. Okay, so we're gonna break just after the Q, and I treat this one like a double apex. So my first apex is on the green and yellow curb, and then I swing out wide a little bit, get on full throttle, and the second apex is right where this gray curb begins. Right there. Be careful of this crest on exit. So you'll want to unwind the steering wheel a little bit so you don't get any oversteer right there. So when you go over this crest, you should be pretty much going straight. But don't swing out too far wide. Be sure to try to go into a straight line to cut the distance as much as possible and stay to the right. This is a good corner for passing because everyone is going to be going to the far right here, setting up right on this yellow and green curb. If you're an attacker behind, you can go down the inside right here pretty easily if someone goes to the outside. So if there's someone behind you, go to the middle because there's not much passing opportunity past this unless someone gets a really good exit at this corner. Be careful of this curb, touch it, but it can unsettle your car if you get on throttle at the wrong moment. Same thing with this curb too, but be sure to use all this green area. Just be careful with the throttle and exit. Get over to the far right as much as you can right here. Resist the urge to go on this black spot. That's where a lot of people go, and they're missing out on about 3 or 4 feet here on the entry. Go down the second gear, lift to this corner, and then set up right over here on this gray curb. I could have gone a little bit more over on the left, but the point is, or the goal is to try to get on throttle as soon as you can, so you can not get past on this gigantic straightaway. So this is one of the most important corners here to get right, is because if there's someone behind you and you don't get this perfect, they're passing you no matter what. And you know you get it right is if you uncontrollably go on this curb and the next curb. If you don't hit those two curves, you didn't exit fast enough there. Or soon enough. Try to go as straight as possible through these S's, but don't worry too much. No one's really going to pass you right here, unless they're right on your butt. They'll just pass you at the end of this. But every time you turn the wheel, you're creating tire scrub, which is going to slow you down a little bit. So try to carve as straight of a line as you can. Take all the curves. On this one, try to be as smooth as you can. because there's a crest right after. So eliminate tire scrub, get the turn completed before the crest. Right as you go over the crest, your wheel should be straight. Stay far to the right. I could have gone a little bit over to the right more. Sometimes I even touch the grass. Turn in a little bit early, go down to 5th gear, make sure to touch this curb, and use all the exit here. This is a corner that you're probably not going to get passed on. I mean, it's takes some guts to dive bomb someone on this corner. So take your time going through this. You're going to go down all the way to 2nd, brake in a straight line as much of a straight line as you can. And again, take your time, go real slow through here because it's not a very good passing spot. Be sure to get a really good exit because the next straightaway is super long and it's a really good spot to pass people. I could have gone a little bit faster through here. I could have used a little bit more track here on exit or on entry of this final corner. And you can see I kind of messed up here. I got in too slow and I tried to adjust by doing the throttle, and it was just, I was real uncertain and it was not that clean. Be careful of these two curbs here, this one and the curb on exit, because they can unsettle your car if you're not too careful. But again, the priority is to get a good, perfect exit on this so you don't get passed on the straightaway. Try to keep the wheel straight, eliminate tire scrub, brake after the one, right by the arrow, in as straight of line as you can, and you're going to use all this compression here. You're going uphill, so you can brake pretty hard, but as soon as that compression ends and that crest begins, you have to let off the brake or you're just going to lock up. Try to stay as far to the left as possible. It's difficult to catch this corner right because it's blind. So as you see here, I actually miss it. I enter too slow, and I totally miss the apex. But it's not a big deal because this next section is not a very good passing opportunity. Unless someone's right behind you and they're pretty ballsy, they're not going to pass you right here. So the important thing is to set up this final corner. Go flat from here. But this final corner, you want to really take your time and set it up properly because the next thing there is a straight. So VIR has 3 main passing zones. It's this final straight, this straight, and then the one that we just did. So take your time going through those so you can get perfect exits. But on this one, you're going to touch this green and yellow curb on entry, get over to the right as far as possible, and then you're going to take as much grass as you can. You're going to put about 80% of your car on the grass and just your right tires on this curb. Brake as soon as you land, down to 3rd gear, and you're going downhill and the compression, the track's starting to go uphill, so you can actually turn pretty hard. You get a lot of grip through here. Touch a little bit of this curb, but not too much. If you go over too much, you'll either get a 1X or you'll unsettle the car. And you really need the car to be planted right here because you're getting on full throttle. So you should be able to work your way to full throttle. Be careful on this exit because you can lose grip like I did, and you can see it made me lose about a 10. Right there. You see my time going down. Stay as far to the right as possible. Cut the distance. Make a straight line. Do not disrupt the tires. And that's it.
You've got a lot of smoke.